Okay, guys, welcome back. I gotta share this with you, and I share stuff with you not to brag on stuff, but I want you guys to get in the practice of connecting all the dots in your lives because I can't emphasize this enough. I'm not special, I'm not the chosen one. We're all special, but you know what I mean. I go, yeah, we're all special. It's not like, oh, she gets it because, she's worked with them X amount of years or, whatever, whatever. I want you to get in the practice of when they ask for something, be able to ride that and see where it goes. Last night we opened the wolf, right? I opened the wolf. And I said to Odin, I said, "Do you want me to save this paper or do you want me to save the box?" We saved the paper and we're making crafts out of it. And he said, "Save the box." And I said, "Do you want me to do something with it? Just save it." So I saved the box. We all got that okay. So I saved the box. I get up. And I'm working, I'm watching this video he'd asked me to watch the whole thing of. I'm working on, I went and he asked me to find another petition for the wolves, so I did that and I posted it on the community tab. And I went in and I'm working on the planet. And it was all great, all great, all great, all great. And then all of a sudden, I placed maybe one plant too many. I didn't know. And like Odin's like, I'm like, what's the matter with you? You feel grumpy or unhappy. Do you not want that plant there? I could take it out. And he's like, no, I'm hungry. He wants me to go. He wants me to go. Get this. He wants me to go to the DQ. And I'm like, oh, come on. This is another one of those times where I'm like, I'm talking to myself, right? I'm nuts. And I go and I ask Loki, and I notice my central tremors are acting up, but I'm getting the yes. I'm getting the yes. And I said, okay, I think I'm getting a yes. But you know what? I'll go up. We'll see. And I'm walking, and I tell myself, slow down. I slow down, and this beautiful, I think they're called Mini Coopers, passes by. I love those cars. I'm like, okay. It's like it's gray color. And there are all these dark blue color cars out there. Maybe it's a thing now, but dark blue and electric blue. Dark blue, electric blue, gray. I'm getting like all this wolf stuff, right? Because I'm watching this thing and I said, I wish some wolf would give me some kind of heart-shaped rock. And there's also been themes of home and everything else coming up. I get up there, place my order, waiting forever. And I keep looking at this guy like I know him, right? I keep looking at this guy like I know him. And I go end up talking to this guy because it's just taking them forever to get our food to us, right? I said, they must be catching the cow. And we start talking about, like, he's like, oh, I must have a twin. I don't recognize you. And we start talking about, like, I had a twin for a couple years that everybody saw everywhere. It was weird. I was like, just like me wearing glasses because that's wow. And, people would be like, you were just here. No, I wasn't. I just arrived. No, you were just here. And I'm like, okay, like, am I soul projecting or something? I don't know. We're talking about that. And then he starts talking about having been in the military. Wolf's like, and having been in Norway. And I'm like, okay, okay. And so we're talking about that. My food comes up, and then he finished, the Norway thing about how beautiful it was and his friend was living there. And I'm like got the chills because at Norway, Odin, he's very happy. Loki too, all the gods. And I'm walking home and I'm like, I have the chills because this is just like one of those god wolf paw taps, from the gods. I'm like, this is definitely, because I said, I wonder how I would know if I'm supposed to be up here or at not or whatever. Because as I'm working on becoming a better person, I'm like, I really wish somebody could put it to rest once and for all. I feel fine eating meat, and yet, and it was like Odin going, yes, it's fine. You literally have wolf as a totem. You're, happiest on your omnivorous diet. And you don't eat every cow you see. And so I'm coming home. I got the chills because of the Norway thing. I'm coming home and I look over at my box, and for some reason, the mail people around here don't pick up your mail every day anymore. I don't know why they don't. And I put it out Friday or Saturday, and it was out Saturday, and I come home, I look at my box, beautiful bird nest in my mailbox. So I'm like, oh boy, here we go again. So I don't know if I can get them to do it or not, but I put out a sign, please be kind, there's a box right below this, please put my mail in that. And I put the box below it, and I put something in it so it doesn't blow away. And I don't know if they'll do it or not. Last year, some played along, and some were like they didn't care if they crushed bird eggs, just threw the mail in the box. I'll try calling tomorrow. I'll try getting up whenever, and I'll try calling and saying, look, I know blah 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 mail things, and they have to be careful, but I'm gonna see if they'll use the box. And I just don't want to kill the birds. Because I thought I have a choice. I could take that nesting material and I could have thrown out my yard and the birds would have had to go build another nest. But I'm like, no, they've committed to this box. They were here last year. I think we get wrens, and like we get these wrens. And the funny thing is, I've been listening to this thing about that guy. And he was very insistent that people know he dressed like a druid. And what are wrens called? They're called druid birds. So I have little tiny druids with me again. So the druids are back. I guess all the trees in the backyard are finally doing the trick. The druids have returned home. So hopefully, I can't guarantee it, but hopefully, people are kind. I put smiley faces and hearts on it, so they'd be like, aw. Hopefully they don't hurt the birds. I hope they don't, but that's out of my hands sometimes. You know how bureaucracies are. But I share that so that you guys know to connect the dots. And it's not always going to be as dramatic as going and meeting somebody that was in Norway and then finding a bird's nest and, protecting the birds and everything. And that's why you kept the box. But it can be. It can be. Every single time it's not going to be something awesome like that. But, it can be. It can lead to that. And a lot of times, as I've been listening to these people, a lot of times your awesome gift, your present, your thing, is going to be something you see, like shapes in the clouds, or flowers, or a song you hear. So it's not always, it's not always a physical payoff. It's not, a lot of people think they fall into that, overly into that law of attraction, and they think, I do what the God wants. And tomorrow I'm winning the lottery. Sometimes it's like you do what the God wants, and tomorrow you get to try to protect birds. So it's not always, that dramatic, but it's usually, every so often you see it happen. So just, have the trust, have the faith. It's not, it's not always all that dramatic, but it seems to be working because we were sending good thoughts and intentions today, and it gave me a big old boatload of the fries because I'm up here like, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this good food. And it took them forever. And I said, well, maybe that's a good sign. They're taking longer. And, I said, maybe they'll cook the food this time because the last couple times my burgers are still going "Moo" at me. And, so it all works out. It really does. And so I fed a god, so hopefully his little wolf tummy is filled, and he doesn't need to have the growls, and I can go work on the planet later and finish it up. We're almost finished, and then I decided to sacrifice my idea. I had a club on that planet. And I said, really, this club was my idea. None of you asked for it. You were benevolent towards it. But I said, I'd rather see you have a lush verdant forest than to see me have a club. So I'm taking out furniture and everything else, and they're appreciating it. They are. I think right now I'm getting the idea we're agitated. We want to be left alone, because sometimes in VR at least, you give them this stuff and they love it so much they don't want you near them. It's private time for the gods, so I'll leave them alone until they go, oh, we want you to finish. So I might not be going back into VR today. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.